From the Comcast Arena at the Everett Event Center in Everett, Washington, it's National Lacrosse League action as the Washington Stealth host the Colorado Mammoth, and we welcome you to the rock and roll sport of the new millennium. Hello, everyone. Along with Dan Todoroff, I'm John Horton. Great to have you along with us. The debut of the Washington Stealth indoor lacrosse coming to the Pacific Northwest, and you couldn't have a better team to start up against than the Colorado Mammoth. These two teams just don't like each other.
Absolutely. As we talked about earlier, the Washington Stealth are new to Everett, not new to the league, not new to this rivalry. These two teams go back and forth, and they have been for a long time.
And as you take a look at one of the top stories we'll be following tonight, Colin Doyle out as captain of the Stealth and coming to the Washington area. Obviously the entire team coming to the Washington area for the first time, but a lot of scoring coming into the team this year.
Absolutely. The team has added scorers to try and make up for the loss of Colin Doyle. They've done that very well by adding Lewis Ratcliffe, who's a long time, a 9-year veteran of the league. He's usually averages over 60 points a year. He's a big-time scorer. Adding to the team also Peter Morgan. And don't forget about Reese Dutch. He was already here, but just his rookie year last year, an outstanding scorer. I expect him to step it up even more this year and contribute even more.
And you talked about Reese Dutch. He will be the face of this team in 2010, and he comes in with a little hardware that'll be presented just before the game tonight.
Rookie of the year. He's a fantastic young talent, outstanding man. He's the 2009 Rookie of the Year. He is obviously the returning leading scorer of the team now with the departure of Colin Doyle. 89 points. That's a big year for anyone, even bigger if he's a rookie.
And we talked about the fact that these two teams don't like each other. Well, it was the Washington Stealth and the San Jose Stealth that had knocked the Colorado Mammoth out of the contention for the playoffs. It's the Mammoth and the Washington Stealth coming up next on the NL Network and Comcast On Demand. And we welcome you inside Comcast Arena. John Horton, Dan Todoroff, we are ready for National Lacrosse League action. The Washington Stealth with Tyler Richards in the net and Curtis Pallador in the net for the Mammoth.
Familiar foes, these two, as they have squared off many times before. Again, the all-time record between the two teams, 9-9. So this could be a little bit of an edge to one of these two teams to start off the season.
We welcome the fans listening live and watching live on the NLL Network. Jamison Kesterer on the opening draw, and we already have our first whistle just 3 seconds into the action. So the Mammoth will control. This is Ilya Gaich. We'll be talking about him quite a bit. Langtree with the first shot. Conway at the wing. Shot taken, stopped by Richards. Here comes Kesterer on the counterattack.
A strong start for Richards, 2 quick saves, that gets him in the ballgame.
Reese Dutch seeing his first action. Gets checked off the ball, then picks up the loose ball, takes it at the wing. To Zawicki. Around the horn it goes. 3 on the shot clock, and a shot taken low by Sedgwick. But the shot clock violation will be called against the Stealth. Mammoth will take over.
Unable to get that shot on frame, so therefore the shot clock goes. And now the Mammoth back on offense once again.
Here comes Colorado charging in with a shot. Saved by Richards. That was Shuchuk. New shot clock. Conway with a shot. Nice save with the arm by Richards. He's tough in goal. 10.08 goals against average. Only a 3-4 record last year. But he is the man between the pipes for the Stealth. And Zawicki puts it to the back of the net for the first Stealth goal.
A lot of patience shown by Zawicki there. as he's able to work his way inside and get a shot down low and score the first ever goal for the Washington Stealth.
That great counterattack working well. So the first goal in the books. Big time scrum in the middle. Lots of hitting, as you always see in indoor lacrosse. And the captain, Jason Bloom, to the streaking Tom Johnson right off the pipe, and it'll go the other way to the Mammoth.
Oh, big hit there.
And we'll see a penalty coming up here. I think that Eric Martin realized that he might have gotten his stick caught up in the helmet of John Gallant. We welcome the fans around the country watching on the NLL Network, and we're watching our Facebook status updates going by. We will take your questions throughout the broadcast as best we can. Somebody was asking what the attendance is. It's about half to maybe 2/3 full here, but late attending crowds here in Everett all the time, as we've seen with some of the other teams that play here.
Absolutely, and it's a new experience for everybody as well. They're still getting a taste of the arena.
First power play shot taken by Cliff Smith. 140 on the penalty to Martin. Conway tried the nifty pass, but Grimes takes it away and brings it back the other way for the Stealth.
Good job by Grimes to get in the passing lane there and able to control it and start us off on offense.
So on the power play, Reese Dutch, who had 11 power play goals, will be the floor general here along with Paul Rabel. Sedgwick will take it back to Rabel. Into the zone now. Rabel taking it over to the right hand, dumping it into the corner as they didn't have a shot. Shot clock violation taken away, but all they wanted was control to kill the penalty.
A good job, losing all the time on the clock, throwing it into the corner and waste some of that time on that power play.
52 seconds to go on the Mammoth power play. They were 5th in the league last year on the power play. Stuchik has trouble controlling, tries to go across the crease. Geitz tries the follow-up. It's taken away by Morgan. 33 seconds to go in the penalty kill. And I believe we might see illegal substitution here, and we will. Too many men on the floor. So another Stealth player will go into the sin bin.
Just like in hockey, folks, you can't leave the bench too early. Your team will get called for too many men. Unfortunately, Stealth just got caught.
So it'll be a 5-on-3 situation now for the Colorado Mammoth, as Johnson will serve the bench penalty. So Corey Conway, out of Brentwood Bay, British Columbia's 57 points, 23 goals last year. He will start the power play here. 30 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Richards just double tough in the goal.
A big save by Richards. That's a really important save to maintain this 1-goal lead.
Morgan going 1-on-3, just trying to protect the ball. And he's doing a great job of it. 13 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Here comes Dutch, short-handed situation, takes the shot, but stymied by Polidor.
A great opportunity for Reese Dutch, and a good job to get back, and they're able to settle in on defense, get a man back already, and now they're only down 1.
127 in this power play. Conway up top at the point. Shot taken, goes through the crease and over the glass. Last one touching it, a Washington Stealth player, so possession will be maintained by Colorado.
Right now, Washington doing a very good job getting in the passing lanes, breaking up passes and getting sticks on the ball.
Back behind the crease. Picking up the loose ball, Mike Grimes, bringing it down across the midfield stripe. 1 minute to go in the penalty kill for the Stealth. Here's Sedgwick. Plays it inside. Very offensive-minded team is Chris Halls, even on the penalty kill. 12 on the shot clock. Shot taken. Polidor with a save.
Big save by Polidor. That's really his first big save that he's had to come up with, and he's up to the challenge there.
Curtis Polidor with a 72% saves percentage. He's pretty darn tough in that net. Here's Conway. He's been out there a long time. 27 in the power play. Takes it down low. Geich is open, but will they see him? Langtree with a shot. Stick save and a beauty up into the net by Tyler Richards.
It's fair to mention that the Mammoth are not known for their offensive prowess. They were 10th in the league last year. This year, however, they're going to continue that good defense. They're a very good defensive team, and they're going to try and add a little bit of offense, an influx of rookies, and this team looks to score a lot more this year.
Both of these teams ended the season last year with 7-9 records. The difference was the Stealth won that all-important game against the Mammoth on an overtime goal by Reese Dutch. That kind of sets the stage for the next step in this rivalry now that it's a Washington-Colorado rivalry.
And you know, the Colorado fans, they're very familiar with the colors, very familiar with the uniform. It kind of looks like another Colorado team that you'll be in there. And it seems like Colorado's always that team that you just love to hate. I don't know what it is. The beautiful city there in Denver, I don't know why, but it always seems to be the team that people love to hate.
And here is the first goal, the one by Sawicki. Three-time NLL All-Star in his sixth season and putting himself in the record books as far as the Washington Stealth is concerned.
Very important for the Stealth to get on the board early to win this crowd over. Again, we're welcome to Washington. You've got a whole lot of people who maybe are seeing lacrosse for the first time. You've got a whole lot of youth lacrosse players who are just excited to have these role models to look up to and build it up. It's very important for the Stealth to get on the board first.
And a lot of those amazing Colorado Mammoth fans who fill the Pepsi Center every single game, the ones that get in the box, they're watching on the NLL Network. Glad to have them along as well.
I've even seen Mammoth jerseys here in the stands. A chance to come visit Seattle and watch your team live as well.
So as we reset here, 18 seconds to go in the Colorado power play after the illegal substitution penalty, and the Stealth with a 1-0 lead. So after the timeout, 5-on-4, Conway at the point, over to Langtree. Here's Geich, one of three Geiches. This is Alex. Maybe I should just call them by their first names.
Yeah.
Here's Grimes on the counterattack, sending it down long, getting control, getting the shot is Tom Johnson, but he was just bowled over from behind. Delayed penalty will be coming up. Empty net. 6-on-5, as no harm can come if Colorado gets a hold of the ball. Here's Sedgwick up top. Dutch back to Sedgwick. That shot goes right into the pads. The follow-up quickly. Loose ball, and that means we'll have a penalty called against Colorado.
An interesting shot clock violation there, as I thought that shot got through to the goaltender. I thought that we would be able to have a reset there, but I guess Colorado touched it anyway, so the shot clock doesn't matter. And that'll be the penalty being called. It looks like they called a hold there. So we'll get our first chance to see the power play of the Washington Stealth here in Everett, Washington.
Second in the league last year. They know how to put it in when they have the advantage.
A big part of that is Reese Dutch, as he is very good on the power play.
He plays over on the left side of the goal. Sedgwick feeds it in. Ratcliffe off the pipe. Reeled in by Peter Morgan. Here's Sedgwick up top of the point. Dutch with the fired shot, but it can't get past Palador. Curtis Palador has been absolutely incredible in the net so far. Sawicki in a battle, an absolute battle with David Morgan. And Morgan just clears it out, dumps it out, and the Stealth will reset.
A great job by Sawicki, great pressure in the corner, able to win the ball back and force them to just dump it down before they get a violation.
Loose ball is such an important part of this game. I would bet if you're talking hockey terms, that would be your 50-50 right there.
Exactly.
Ratcliffe tries the shot, can't get it, and here comes Colorado on the counter. Delayed penalty coming up against the Stealth for a hold, so now the Colorado net will be empty. Shot taken, Richards with the stick save. Big check by Martin. Culp comes away with it. And while burning time off their own penalty, they're getting a little even strength now. 21 on the shot clock, 7:20 to go. First quarter here at Comcast Arena. 1-0 Washington with the lead.
That rebound was big for them because, like you said, they're able to burn off a lot of their own penalty. It's going to give them a bigger power play when Washington does recover the ball here.
Shuchuk controls, knocked away by Rabel, but right at the time that the shot clock expired, so the penalty will be put into effect. It'll create a 4-on-4 situation for all of the long term of 4 seconds.
And then it's Lewis Ratcliffe, the newcomer from the Toronto Rock, part of that deal for Colin Doyle, the biggest offensive veteran part of that deal. He's going to get nailed for holding, I believe.
In the top 4 in the Western Lacrosse Association in scoring. Actually, quite a few of those players playing for the Stealth. And it's so interesting that some of the fans that watch up north of the border can head down south. It's only about a 2-hour drive from Vancouver and the home of a lot of those box lacrosse teams north of the border.
Oh yeah, and as you look down here, you look at Burnaby. Burnaby is all over all these, and Port Coquitlam, and a whole bunch of BC players on both teams, and a good chance to come on down and see your favorite BC players as they're in action in the NLL. Not right here in Everett, a very short drive, just over an hour's drive from Vancouver. A chance to come down here and see a lot of these players live.
One of the Facebook fans, Ron, I think it's Ron from Colorado, asking, why do people hate Colorado? It must be because of the mountains. We have some beautiful mountains here. There's no jealousy. I love Colorado. It's just a nice, friendly rivalry going on here.
Well, you know, the Seattle area very upset with the Nuggets for what happened in 1995.
I was there.
I don't think they'll ever get over that.
Dikembe Mutombo. Oh, gosh.
And this team
had to bring that up.
This team being from San Jose, the Sharks and the Avalanche, a big rivalry there as well. And that just adds to all of the rivalries between Denver and San Jose as well as Everett. So just no love for anything Colorado. You know, the fans are fantastic.
So here's the situation. They're trying to get the penalty clock all set up. You know, first game in a new arena, gotta figure out what to put up where.
I've used the scoreboard. It's not a lot of fun to operate, actually.
The penalty line to be reset. Back to action.
There we go.
And here we go. On the power play is Colorado. Langfrey behind the back and stymied by Richards.
Oh, that's a big save by Richards there. That was a great shot.
Martin, bounce pass to the captain, Jason Bloom. Here's Reese Dutch. Dutch out of Victoria, British Columbia, just a ferry ride away. Sedgwick. Nice up and down by Kowalczyk. And on the counter, Colorado does not have numbers, and they'll wait for the rest of the teammates to come on.
A good transition by the Washington penalty kill to get back and stop Colorado.
Conway up at the point once again. Geitch is parked right down by the crease. He can't wait for a one-timer. He almost got a pass right there. Here's Langry. Here's Geitch. Takes it off the post, but that's a shot clock violation. Stealth with possession, however. Martin has it stick wrapped around his throat, so it'll be a delayed penalty. He maintains possession, and here come the Stealth on the delayed penalty. Sedgwick will have control of it over to Rabel. Rabel, a transition player that plays more like a forward in Chris Hall's offense.
And this, just like it was for the Mammoth, a good chance for the Stealth to waste some time, kill their own. Oh!
And a short-handed goal to the back of the net by Paul Rabel. We talked about the fact that he was offensive-minded. Hello.
He's making it all come true right there, making you sound like a guru. You called it. Rabel able to get a shot on Valador, and it was a good shot. Valador just wasn't ready for the speed down low. A great bounce off the turf and able to get it through the 5-hole there. And the Washington Stealth in with a 2-goal lead right now. Don't count your chickens though, folks. This is a high-scoring game, and 2 goals mean nothing. It's a nice start.
These two teams played in a preseason scrimmage that ended 8-5. Colorado outscored Washington 4-1 in the first half in that scrimmage. So I think the Stealth, the men in the black, red, and white feeling a little bit of momentum, and then the guys in the white, black, and red wanting to come back here.
You know, an interesting stat, when the Stealth have opened the season at home, they're 0-2. And in their home openers in their history, they're 2-4. Those 2 wins against the Colorado Mammoth.
A lot of good energy in the building. I know that the seats may not be totally full, but some really good energy and a lot of cowbells. I need more cowbells because that's the prescription in Everett. And my name isn't Bruce Dickinson either. But I make stars.
You are no Christopher Walken.
Timeout called on the floor. 2-0 Washington with the lead.
Well, the Stealth doing everything they want to do on offense right now. We've got ourselves a replay here, and this is the Rabel goal. As you'll see, he works it just a hard shot down low, got a good bounce off the turf, and it stayed nice and low. And it's good when you can get those bounces to stay low on those shots, and just high enough to get over a stick, but low enough to stay down.
It is amazing to me the force that it takes for a guy to hold a ball in his stick and be able to swing it underneath and get one of those shots. I mean, the skill that these guys have. I'm an East Coast guy. I was raised in lacrosse country, thankfully, and understand a little bit about it, but I actually started playing when they were wooden sticks. I'm not saying I'm old.
That's okay,
but I do remember that. And the fact that technology has come so far in the game of lacrosse with the sticks that are made, and also the popularity of the sport going nationwide, it's pretty incredible. And Washington's kind of the hotbed of lacrosse in the Pacific Northwest right now.
It definitely is, and you'll see it everywhere you go. If you travel along Highway 9, you're going to see out in almost a really large lacrosse community out there. Lacrosse is building. They're trying to get it involved in the high schools and things. It's just really starting to explode here in the Pacific Northwest, and especially the Seattle area. It's good to see. It's a fun sport, and it's a sport that involves an immense amount of hand-eye coordination. Just like you were talking about, if you want to shoot down low, that's all wrist speed and everything to make sure that you're able to hold that in there and still get a nice hard shot off using your wrists. And it's amazing what these guys can do, and this is a great role model for the kids who are trying to get someplace. There's a whole lot of college scholarships to be had out there. If you play lacrosse, you're going to have to battle those kids from Baltimore and all up and down the eastern seaboard. But a lot of chances for you to do something with lacrosse these days.
And Dan, I will absolutely compliment you on the fact that you were able to maintain focus on lacrosse while the bombshells were on the screen the entire time. Well done, you.
What bombshells? Wait, how did I miss that?
So we reset. Both teams are at full strength.
That's odd. We haven't seen that in a while. Both teams at full strength.
And off the timeout, Palador is actually at the bench while Colorado has possession. 4:46 to go first quarter, and Palador will now drop on back. Any kind of advantage you can get in this sport, coaches will take. And Bob McMahon, one of the best in Colorado, knows every little trick in the book. Here is Ilya Gaich trying to show some of his virtuoso style of play. Veltman with a follow-up, but Richards just keeping that door shut.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with this sport, the goaltending, it's amazing to be able to make big saves wearing all that padding, and Richards doing a good job protecting his net thus far. A long game to go, though.
Here's Sedgwick at the point, over to Reese Dutch. Flips the pass over to Kowalczyk. And shot clock violation right there.
That was well defended by Catton of Colorado. That was a good idea, good pass, but just very well defended, and it's going to turn out to be nothing but a shot clock violation.
Derek Crow on Facebook mentioning that the Woodies weren't totally eliminated till the 90s, but I'll tell you it was a big disadvantage if you had one. And I know women's lacrosse had a lot of wooden sticks as well, until just recently when technology took over that game. Here's Conway with a shot, hits the post. Richards staying strong between the pipes. And I think that there's an argument being made by Chad Culp to the officials that possession had been maintained before the shot clock went off by the Stell, so they should have got a new shot clock, and the officials agreed with them. Here comes Conway. Tried to feed it in to Ilya Gaich. Richards stands strong.
Another big save by Richards, and so far he's liking it here in Everett. He likes the lights here or something and seeing the ball well.
Rabel with a circus-type shot, but Curtis Pallador keeping that door shut. On the fly, Cliff Smith for the Mammoth. Conway against Zawicki. Conway flying in. Shot just a little high. High bouncer goes off the glass. Loose ball picked up by Conway.
A lot of credit to Conway. Conway's doing everything right now for his team, trying to get the Mammoth on the board, and he's doing a fine job all by himself.
Stealth will take over on the violation. Reese Dutch has it at the wing. Here's Johnson over on the other side at the point. Right side now moves down into the wing. Zawicki back behind the net. First time we've seen that, and one of those circus type shots that by Cam Sedgwick doesn't quite get through. Shot clock violation the other way.
Right now, the Mammoth doing a good job shutting down Reese Dutch, and they're not giving him any opportunities. Zawicki, every time he gets the ball, looking for Dutch, but the Mammoth are all over him right now, not giving him the opportunity to show his stuff.
1:38 to go in the opening stanza, 2-0 Washington. And Gaich plays it off the top of the pipe. That is Alex Gaich, number 10. In case you're wondering, Ilya Gaich, number 9, Alex Gaich, number 10. And the third Gaich brother is a scratch tonight, so we only have to worry about 2 Gaiches.
Just a pair of Gaiches tonight.
But haven't really seen them playing in tandem, which is something that Chris Hall said, a lot like the Gate brothers back in the glory days of the 90s. The guys kind of know where the other one is, and he expected to see them playing a lot together, and it's kind of surprising we haven't seen that combination yet.
Very surprising, and just like any relationship, when you grow up together, you spend a lot of time together, you know exactly where they're going to be on the floor, you know exactly what they're thinking, and you're right, you should be taking advantage of that.
Final minute of play in the first quarter. Loose ball picked up in the corner. And on the counterattack, here comes the Mammoth. Shot taken right into the webbing of Richards. Cliff Smith with a shot. Now on the counterattack, big time hit by Chad Culp. Zawicki with control. Looks for the low shot, waits for reinforcements. Ratcliffe will play that part. Here comes Rabel. Zawicki, 15 on the clock. Rabel with a shot, Zawicki with a shot, and the score right at the buzzer.
And that's going to be one of those that they may have to look at, I'm not sure. That was literally right at the buzzer. It'll be whether or not he was able to get that shot off in time. Right there, 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. A great shot, a fantastic shot. Just hoping it was in time. And it looks like they're good to go.
They're not even going over to the box. In case you're wondering who to write the fan letters to, the officials tonight, Todd LaBranch, Ray Durante, and Aaron Oransky. And that will do it for the first quarter of Washington Stealth lacrosse. And there's a little tete-a-tete going on between Richardson and Eric Martin. And away they go. Richardson out of the University of Denver, the pioneer of the punch tonight. Going against Norfolk, Virginia's Eric Martin. They discover where they're going to have pizza after the game, and pieces restored in Everett.
Listen to this building here in Everett. A fantastic period. If you're new to lacrosse, it's exactly what you wanted to see. 3 goals for the home team and a fight. Fantastic. A little bit of everything for the fans. Crowd's going crazy. The building's rocking here in Everett tonight.
Well, thank you, Don Cherry. Didn't see the loud tie.
Well, it's the loud shirt
It's
tonight.
a loud shirt. What a fun first quarter of play as we take a look at some of the action. The fisticuffs, if you will. And did you see how Martin just ripped that helmet right off him?
He's an expert at that. Martin got a couple good shots in before he lost his helmet. You'll see he puts his hand on top of his head to hold his helmet on. I'm going to let you do to me what I did to you.
And you wonder how Martin had 89 penalty minutes last year. Go figure.
Really, you can never see that one coming at all. Well, fantastic period of lacrosse. And
Nick Brander watching on NNL Network and on Facebook says, nothing like a good scrum to get the crowd going. I'll agree with that.
oh, absolutely. And the crowd here is itching to see lacrosse, and they're doing a great job supporting this team. They were a little bit more quiet than I would have liked to have seen them at the beginning during the introductions. That's because they don't know these guys yet. But then once the game got going, the place got loud, and it's already a fantastic atmosphere for lacrosse here.
If you're watching on Comcast On Demand, sometime during the week or on the NLL Network, and you say, I want to come see a game, next game here at the Comcast Arena, not too far away.
Yeah, not far at all, is it? I'm pretty sure it would be next week.
The Edmonton Rush coming into town Friday night. And there you see Zawicki with the first goal. Rabel with goal number 2 on that beautiful underhand shot.
And the big one, goal number 3, right at the buzzer. Oh, I guess we don't have the one right at the buzzer there. It was Zawicki.
So those of you who are watching live on the NLL know that Orlando with a win last night. I think Rochester picked up a win.
I think we are going to get that last goal now.
Here we go. Zawicki just flying in there. And with all the padding that they have, it's pretty amazing that you can get anything past them.
But that goes both ways. It is amazing that you can get anything past them. It also, on the other hand, is kind of amazing that they're able to move at all and able to get any of these saves. And what Richards was able to do in that first quarter with all of that padding on, for Richards to be able to even make a save is a pretty spectacular thing. So it goes both ways. There's a lot of padding on him, hard to find a spot. Hard for the goalie to move and cover up that spot once you find it.
And unlike hockey, where you get your favorite team or your least favorite team on the end only once or maybe twice, depending upon where you're sitting, in lacrosse, equal time. Just flip it at the quarters and flip it again at the half and at the other quarter break.
So we've got the Stealth coming towards us down in this end in our perch view up here on top of the Everett Event Center at Comcast Arena. And away we go for, second quarter action already, a big hit at midfield. And a whistle for the hold. Big hit that just held on just a little bit too long there is Jason Bloom, and Jason Bloom's going to go to the box. The fans not happy about that at all. I thought it was a nice big hit. maybe got up a little bit high, but they're saying he held on. I don't know if I saw that the same way.
Some of the fans watching live were asking about the assists on the goals because obviously assists plus goals equals points. Unfortunately, our stat monitor happens to be down right now, and we're not being handed the official scoring, but we will try to get that for you as the evening progresses, because you know those fantasy lacrosse players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fantasy lacrosse is big.
They've got to know.
Number 47, Jason Bloom, 2 minutes for holding.
Bloom, 2 minutes for holding, and so on the power play go the Mammoth.
It feels like somebody's been shorthanded most of this game tonight. We've seen a lot of power play. Oh wow!
And there's the first goal scored by Jamie Shuchuk on the power play. It almost looked like Richards wasn't quite ready to play again, and then Shuchuk, left-handed shot, goes right by him to the back of the net.
You know,
the power play goal makes it 3-1.
We just finished talking about how you can't find open spaces, but when you do find them, hard to cover them up. It was a great shot, found that open top corner, able to put it home.
Here's Bloom, inside shot taken by Gillespie. And on the counter, it's Geitz, Ilya Geitz, shot, score for the rookie.
Ilya Geitz just took that one basically coast to coast as he was able to pick up the ball right at leaving the offensive zone for the stealth. He's able to carry it the length of the field and put it home, and suddenly Richards, who was looking fantastic at this end, maybe the lighting's not quite the same at the other end because now he suddenly can't stop anything. And the Mammoth, give all the credit to the Mammoth, they came out hard here in the second quarter and it made it a game again.
Well, while the Mammoth may be missing Gavin Prout, bringing in Ilya Geitz, who is a rookie, but as Chris Hall told me before the game, I don't think anybody considers him a true rookie with all the great play that he's had in the Western Lacrosse Association with the New West Salmon Bellies. So, momentum definitely in the favor of Colorado right now. As after the major penalty, Dutch with a short-handed shot. Palador sends it long, looking for Alex Geitz. Running back there to cover him up is Morgan. Geitz in a loose ball battle, and coming away with it is Jason Bloom. Sawicki, he's got 2 goals, looking for the hat trick. .67 on the wing into Morgan. Looked like he might be going up top. Sedgwick loses control to Gallant. Here comes Gallant, coast to coast, shot. Pad save on the arm by Richards, and a big time hit by Cliff Smith. Delayed penalty coming up as Richards hits the bench. And the Stealth go on the attack. 19 on the shot clock. And now a penalty will be called against Smith.
Sedgwick really bailed out by his goaltender there because that was all him. He made a mistake, he dropped the ball. He wasn't able to keep up, and that's going to be the first time you hear me badmouth a Washington Stealth player thus far. But yeah, just a little bit of criticism there. Not Sedgwick's happiest moment. He's bailed out by his goaltender, though, and able to get a penalty as well. So now we'll see the Stealth power play once again. Got a chance to look at that. A big save there, and then here comes the hit.
Ooh. He went down, but it just looked like a lot of wrapping up right there.
Yeah, Sorensen just maybe at an awkward angle or something, and he went down kind of easy.
So the Stealth on the power play. Sedgwick at the point, Dutch over at the wing. Sawicki at the front door. Sedgwick trades places, plays it over to the far side. Sawicki tries to knock on the door, can't quite get it in though. And Palador comes away with it.
Palador with a good position save right there. He just had the stick where it belongs, and that's what good positioning will do for you.
So on the penalty kill, Langtree will have control over to Conway. Conway sure has a lot of floor time.
And he makes the most of it as well. He's having a good game. He's everywhere, making big hits, making penetration runs and everything. He's doing a very good job for the Mammoth, not just spending a lot of time on the floor.
Here's Dutch up to Sedgwick. Sawicki shot two of the back of the net and scores.
Send in the hats.
Jeff Sawicki, who last year had 32 goals on 138 shots, has 3 to start the season for the Washington Stealth, who lead 4-2 with 11:39 to go in the first half.
The beautiful thing about this Stealth team is that, yes, they lose Colin Doyle, and yes, we thought Reese Dutch would be the one to pick up the slack, but they've got scorers everywhere, and even though the Mammoth have done a great job shooting down Reese Dutch, Sawicki able to step up. He's got 3 goals tonight to lead this team.
Ilya Geitz with a shot goes through the crease. Dicks up his own rebound, loses control of it, however. Peter Veltman, whose brother Jim used to play back in the old MILL days. Sorensen comes away with it, and here comes the Stealth. Tom Johnson with the ball. Moving in, dives in, takes the shot, caught in the crease. Shot on the follow-up taken by Kowalik, and he was just nailed right in the cage.
A great job by Palador there. We can't say enough as he was able to get up with a man on him, shrug it off and make that save up high. A great job by Palador to come up with that save.
Conway on the other side, being absolutely abused by Kessler. Conway trying to power his way through. Shot taken by Smith, bounces off. I think the face mask of one of the Stealth players, and we'll have a shot violation. Billy Cheeseboy, who's watching while typing along on Facebook, doesn't everybody? Wants to know what the attendance is. I'd say it's probably at about the 5,000 mark right about now. I know Philly fans are used to filling up. I was about to say the Spectrum. That'll date me, won't it? The Wachovia Center, or whatever it's called these days. Rabel behind the back pass, stolen away by Nick Carlson, and here come the Mammoth. Ilya with the shot. Nice arm save, just like you're shrugging your shoulders right there by Tyler Richards. Big time hit as losing his helmet is Nick Carlson. Play will continue, however. Nice defense by the Stealth, and here they come on the counterattack. It's 23 Mike Grimes to Rabel. Nifty pass, the shot goes wide to the left side. Delayed penalty coming up, and we will see the Stealth once again on the power play after the cross check is called against, I believe, number 20, Bruce Murray.
Well, fantastic pass there. That was outstanding. Able to open up some offense. Unable to finish are the Stealth, but you know, again, the crowd is really getting into it. We talked about the arena and the size. It's a small arena, but the crowd here is absolutely insane for this game, and I think the Washington Stealth are winning them over very, very quickly as they are really doing everything they can to provide an entertaining game, and this is exactly what you're going to get with the NLL all season long, is this kind of product. Exciting, big hit, lots of scoring, and all the fun stuff that goes.
And as we try to teach the fans things, we're used to hat tricks here in the Pacific Northwest because we have a lot of junior hockey. But in lacrosse, it's a sock trick. You have to get 6 before you get socks thrown at you. I actually knew that, but we were going to give him credit for 3 before we gave him credit for 6.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're working your way up to it, you know. But again, That's the beauty of the NLL.com feed is we've got people all over the country who know far more about lacrosse than 90% of the people in this building.
Brad Trepanier giving me the info. Needed the info.
I don't know though. Is having socks thrown at you during a game is that a plus? Is that something you want? Why don't you just stop at 5? I think you get 5 and just stop because I don't want anybody's socks thrown.
4-2 the Stealth lead, as we'll take a look at the nice goal by Jamie Shuchuk from Edmonton, Alberta. 20 goals last year, picking up the goal here for the Mammoth. And on the other side, it's Zawicki.
That shot so quick, our camera couldn't even follow it. A nice one-timer by Zawicki to able to get it in there. And that is just a beautiful save right there. The shrug that you talked about. Nice little shrug by Richards, able to get back on the horse again and make a save. We'll get stats at halftime. They're going to bring them to us, but sorry about that.
Shot taken low by Sedgwick. Dutch on the loose ball. Dutch. Halidor, I think the ball ricocheted off his pads and went up the face mask. Very scary situation.
I think that may have been a shot to the throat there, and very quickly the training staff for the Mammoth able to get out there. A fine job by them to get out there. A great job by both teams to make sure that the staff was able to get there. And yeah, a scary situation. You never want to see that happen.
Well, we will continue to check on Curtis Pallador.
And it's one of those things, you know, and this is what we hope happened, is that as soon as you get hit somewhere like the throat, you immediately try and protect yourself, and we're hoping that that's the case here, that he's just protecting himself. They're going to check him out, and hopefully we'll see him again. We've got a chance to see that again. Here comes that shot on replay. One more chance, a very hard shot by Reese Dutch up high. And yeah, it looks like it did just get right up underneath the mask and into his throat. And good to see Pallador walking off under his own power. Just a scary situation, and hopefully that's all it is. And hopefully we'll see him again.
Our best wishes to him. Andrew Lation will come into the game. He was a 2009 All-Star, despite the fact that he had a little trouble in the win-loss column, but had a 77.4 save percentage. Really good between the pipes for Colorado. Some of the questions we've had on the Facebook stream: where is Everett, and exactly where are these guys playing, especially the people who aren't here in Washington?
Well, Everett is about 35 miles north of Seattle, basically a suburb of Seattle, and they're playing in an arena that was built for junior hockey. And for those fans who are not used to junior hockey, the Canadian Hockey League, very big up here, and a chance for these kids to make the first step towards the NHL, and that's what this building was built for.
So I think a sellout here would be about 8,500, correct?
Correct.
And I think with the momentum that is gained with the way fans absolutely embrace new sports, or sports that they know a little bit. I talk about the Seattle Sounders, of course, which have 30,000 season ticket holders in only their second year in the MLS. This town likes new things, and I'm sure that this is the first step towards a nice, healthy relationship between the Stealth and the Seattle and Everett area.
And it's not your typical expansion team. This is a team that has a great history and a lot of respect around the league, and just a new location.
Relations' first test is passed as he was able to parry the ball away. 7:44 to go. Still on the power play are the Stealth. Zawicki to the back of the net. And to use the old term, he's been rip and roll 4 times.
Rip and roll! that shot not only puts the ball in the net, he puts the Leishon in the net as well. And a great job by Sawicki as he'll pick up his fourth. A fantastic goal by Jeff Sawicki.
And the counterattack worked beautifully that time for the Stealth. Five to 2 the score. Martin picks up the loose ball, and the Stealth still in control here. Reese Dutch. Save with a foot. Sawicki trying for number 5. Pushed out of the way by Carlson. I think they're tired of seeing him at the doorstep saying he's not welcome here anymore.
Stealth goal scored by number 67, Jeff Sawicki. The assist to number 29.
That was interesting too because there are a lot of battles going down low, and Reese Dutch able to just walk along unmolested and get himself thrown there right into the hullabaloo in front of the net there, and able to make sure that a shot was put on and open something up for Sawicki.
Layton with one save. Rabel, no! They will wave it off. He was in the crease.
So no goal there as he was in the crease, and actually now we're going to get a challenge. The challenge flag is on the field, and Washington wants to challenge whether or not he was in the crease.
So we will see our first official review, as you will see it right along with us here at the Comcast Arena. There's no separate thing where we can show you one thing. You're going to see everything that they're seeing on the official review.
So a good chance for the Washington Stealth. They obviously thought that wasn't a crease violation. Myself, from my vantage point, I would have called the same thing that the officials called, and I would have said that it was a crease violation. We'll see if we get a chance to look at that. I actually, just from seeing it at regular speed, thought the same thing.
And contrary to public opinion, I am not on the phone right now.
Yeah, that's a crease violation.
I think he was in there.
That's a good call by the officials, in good position, able to make a good call.
Meanwhile, Brett Manny of the Stealth, we have an injury report that he actually had a dislocated left wrist. Manny, really good kid. Actually, I got a chance to talk to him during the offseason. Loves radio, wants to be in radio. And it's a shame to see that he's unable to play after game number 1.
And so right now we're seeing the Mammoth working behind the crease up top is Geitz, and Geitz in a big battle right now, unable to get anything going on. He is manhandled, finally gets a shot off, and a nice save there by Richards, and now here comes the Stealth the other direction. Stealth trying to get numbers going forward. As Reese Dutch holds onto it on the wing, he's going to go all the way across right now. And we're going to see Sedgwick with it. Sedgwick back up top. And then down low Sawicki. Already 4 goals tonight. Sawicki working up top. And Reese Dutch now will start the offense.
We knew eventually he would fire a big one, but we've yet to see Dutch be able to put it to the back of the net. 5:27 to go in the first half.
We have not seen Paladwar join the team back on the bench either, and that's not a good sign. I'm hoping he's doing okay. Maybe they're just going to hold him off till halftime anyway, just 5 minutes to go.
Well, the way that ball ricocheted, pretty darn scary, but let's talk about what's going on in the field. Here's Conway, shot taken after the shot clock ended by Nick Carlson. So here come the Stealth. Sawicki tried to go top shelf. Gets his own rebound, tries it again, and I think Leishon was going, where's the ball? And realized it was under his knee.
2 big saves by Leishon there, as he's been tested early and often. He's been up to it.
Shot and a score by Jamie Shuchuk. And he's got 2 on the night, and it's a 5-3 game.
Shuchuk able to get himself one-on-one, a great pass to open up that shot, and he is able to get himself one-on-one and basically sneak it in behind the pads. Richards unable to make that save, unable to close the door on that one. Edging closer now are the Mammoth. Every time Washington tries to pull away, Colorado brings them back.
So for Washington, here comes the Rookie of the Year, Reese Dutch, who received his hardware just before the game. We'll show you that at halftime. And to the back of the net. Hello there. That was just a rocket shot right there.
Absolutely able to open it up there.
Tommy Johnson.
Johnson, a great job there as he was able to open himself up a shooting lane. I don't think anybody expected him to shoot, and especially not Lation. And Johnson able to sneak it in the top corner there.
Some consternation over the scoring because the scoreboard had 5-2 for the longest time, and people were going, hey, wait a minute. Didn't the Mammoth have 3 goals? But it is indeed now 6-3. And a little bit of a scrummage there right in front of the 2 benches. And I think we're going to have an official's timeout right here to calm tempers down a little bit.
I think Matt Beers took offense to one of his teammates being checked from behind there. And Beers trying to defend his teammates.
Receive $20 off a round trip fare to San Juan Islands or to Victoria, BC. Let's see where our lucky winners are tonight. Drum roll, please. Section 218.
So Chris Hall talking to his team. Hall, a veteran coach, has been around in the coaching ranks for almost 40 years. I mean, this guy's been just about everywhere. He's coached 3 NLL All-Star games. He won the NLL championship as the coach of the Calgary Roughnecks. As we take a look at Shuchuk's goal from a little bit earlier.
That was not a lot of space for him to shoot to right there, and it's a great shot by Shuchuk. That's, how you score. That was the goal right after it. And now the stealth goal.
The first one by Sawicki and Tom Johnson with the last one as we're getting ready to play once again.
These breaks just aren't long enough for us here. Can't get through all this scoring.
And once again, we will do our best to get you the assists at halftime and bring you up to date on some of the stats. Our monitor's starting to work now, so we'll try to catch up with that at the next break. Here's Reese Dutch. Inside, looking for Sawicki. Leisha plays it up for Nick Carlson for the Mammoth. And the fans here just now getting used to the fact that music plays constantly in this game. It's a soundtrack. Chad Culp dumps it inside, stolen away, and here comes the stealth. Sorensen tried the lead pass, had the breakaway for Jason Bloom, but the captain couldn't catch up to it. 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Good idea, trying to create a one-on-one situation, unable to do so. Bloom unable to capitalize, and the stealth go on the defensive.
Shuchuk with the shot. Here we go on the other end. Gillespie catches up with it, looking for numbers, finds Dutch. Dutch fires! Lation with the save, and then gets a little help to get it right back. Line change for both teams. Bruce Murray. Now Langtree will control it for Colorado. 2:19 to go in the first half. 6-3 Washington. Alex Geich tied up in front. Sent it across the crease. Shot clock violation.
Right now, a little bit sloppy both teams play as a lot of opportunities are being created, nothing being able to be capitalized on. And maybe the team's just a little bit tired as we get close to halftime. Team's just getting a little bit sloppy on both ends of the floor.
Shot taken right in front by Qualia. Rabel on the defense. Slapping with that stick. Conway for Colorado. Going against Rabel. Conway totally tied up by Rabel. And that'll be a penalty on Paul Rabel.
Conway, a warrior tonight. He's done everything for this man, this squad. And even though I don't know if he's been on the score sheet yet, officially, he's done everything else for this team to set him up.
Trying to bring you up to date on the assists, and all they have is numbers here, so I'll do the best I can. Assists for Washington on the first goal went to Grimes and Paul Rabel. Second goal to Sedgwick and Martin. Third one went to Rabel and Ratcliffe. And since they're playing again, we'll catch up with it at halftime. We'll bring you an entire scoring summary, and we'll, as I said, try to catch you up at halftime. 1:17 to go in the first half. Richards picks it up with a stick. Misses his outlet pass, but luckily back there to get it was Grimes. 1:34 to go in the power play. But on the penalty kill right now are the Stealth. Cam Sedgwick over to Reese Dutch. Short-handed goal earlier tonight by Rabel. So it does happen from time to time. 37 seconds to go in the first half. This is Alex Geich up top for Conway. Nifty flip pass and a shot taken by Langtree. Richards stands strong.
Just 20 seconds left, under 20 seconds now.
And a nifty shot taken by Langtree despite being prone on the ground. One more chance perhaps. Here comes Mike Grimes. 3 seconds to go. Sawicki with a shot. Leighton is there, and we are at halftime. How do you like it now, Washington? 6-3, the score of the Stealth with a lead over the Colorado Mammoth. Here at Comcast Arena as you're watching Washington Stealth Indoor Lacrosse on Comcast On Demand and the NLL Network.
Hi Comcast, Tina here. Remember me? I switched to Fios to save money, and then I got my bill. Big surprise, it was way more than I expected. Turns out the only really big thing about Fios is the bill. Comcast, you really knew how to take care of me. I miss you guys, just like I miss my yoga on demand. So listen, if you're up for it, I want to come back.
Yes, Tina, we'd love to have you back. So go ahead, girl, strike that warrior pose.
And we welcome you back to the Comcast Arena in Everett with National Lacrosse League Lacrosse, and I am joined by the man who runs this whole shooting match, George Daniel, in his second year as commissioner of the NLL. First game up here in the state of Washington, and you must be pretty excited.
Oh, very excited. It's an awesome crowd. Great arena, the Comcast Arena. It's tremendous at building. The Stealth have the fans energized here. They're obviously a very competitive team. And, you know, Washington State is just eating up the NLL and the Washington Stealth. They're really loving it.
second debut in 2 days. You've been a pretty busy guy.
Yes, I flew in this morning from Orlando. We opened up the Titans in Orlando last night. Great crowd there as well, 8,000 fans, and the crowd was raucous just like here. And really, what an amazing weekend it's been.
I remember this game all the way back to its days in the original NLL with teams like the Maryland Arrows and the team up in Quebec and Montreal. This game has stayed pure to its original form, but it's gotten so much more exciting. What do you think that is?
Well, you know what? The athletes just get bigger and stronger and faster. And quite honestly, so many kids are playing it across North America, and it just gives you a greater talent pool to choose from. And so, we couldn't imagine, even at the time I've been in the league, this is my 10th season involved with the NLL, and just seeing the how fast the players are now, how big they are. And the kids coming up, it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S. and Canada, and it just gives us a really incredible talent pool to choose from.
It just seems like a natural extension with all the amazing games that take place in the WLA up north of the border that Washington finally gets a team. What was it that you think made the folks want to bring the game to Washington?
Well, Washington State is one of the fastest growing lacrosse states in the country. It's in the last 5 to 10 years, it's grown like 300, 400%, some crazy statistic like that. So really, I mean, when you look at those numbers, you look at a venue like this, which we felt would be a great fit, a tremendous amount of fans in nearby British Columbia, the fact that Washington itself has become a great lacrosse state, it just all added up to a natural fit for the NLL.
And what folks may not realize, we've got a pretty good crowd here tonight, but this is a sport that's used to seeing crowds of 15, 17,000, very loud fans.
Yeah, we've got, our average attendance is 10,000 fans a game. We have crowds in Buffalo and Colorado, 16, 17,000 fans. Buffalo broke the all-time attendance record last year at 17,000 fans a game plus. So, and that's not uncommon. Calgary, Philadelphia, Minnesota are all drawing in excess of 10,000 fans a game. So, and I'm sure as the Stealth move on here and the word starts to spread here in the Pacific Northwest about the Stealth, this crowd's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Obviously, we're just one game into 2010, but give us a little glimpse into the future. In your perfect world, where would you like to see this league go?
Well, you know what? We just continue to grow it, and we take it one day at a time, but the sky's the limit. We've got great athletes, high-scoring action. It's physical. They're the best players in the world. We're playing in great state-of-the-art facilities like this. It's really anything you can ask for in a sports league, and the fact that lacrosse is the fastest-growing sport, over the next 5 to 10 years, kids who are, now people who are now kids are going to grow up, and they're going to become, they're going to take their kids to lacrosse games the way we went to football and baseball games. So it's just going to, the sky's the limit for our league.
And as we take a look at some of the scoring from the first half, great way to get things started with a high-scoring performance by Jeff Sawicki.
Oh, absolutely. Jeff's one of the top players in the league, perennial all-star, and that's just the kind of guy he is. And the Mammoth fought back though, so it's still a ball game. And the one thing about the NLL, you can never tell. The first half, the game can flip on its back, and the second half can be totally different. So it might be low-scoring in the first half and turn into a high-scoring second half. So you never really know what's going to happen next, and that's what's part of the fun of it. You can't predict it.
George, thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, George Daniel, the commissioner of the National Lacrosse League. Let's take a look at the scoring summary. Sawicki got the game underway in a really big way.
Sawicki is able to get the first goal of the game. 1:31 in, he's assisted by Grimes and Rabel, and then Rabel gets on the board himself with a shorthanded goal. Sedgwick and Martin on the assist at 9:44, and then at 14:48, Sawicki, his second of the game, second of the year from Rabel and Ratcliffe. That's the first period for the Washington Stealth, and then Colorado able to jump all over that second period. Shoot chuck from Smith at 17 seconds in, and then just 30 seconds later, Geitch able to get on the board for Colorado and make it a one-goal game. And then Sawicki twice more, the first at 3:21 from Sedgwick and Dutch, and then the second from Sedgwick alone at the 7:26 mark. And then Colorado shoot chuck strikes back from Geitch and Veltman at 10:26. And rounding out the first half scoring was Johnson at the 11-minute mark from Dutch. And that's where we stand at 6-3 Washington as we get set for the second half face-off.
Always nice to talk with the man in charge.
It is. I don't know how you rank that you're able to get the commissioner on the first night. They obviously knew you were in the building and able to hook you up with the commissioner right away. All right, we saw a lot of scoring in that first half. 9 goals scored in the first half. Let's see if we can get 9 more in the second. I'll take another 6-3 advantage for the Washington Stealth and go home 12-6 winners. I somehow think that the Colorado Mammoth are going to have something to say about that in the second half, as we are actually still waiting for officials. Everybody else is ready to go. Kester is set for his face-off duties. That's his job. But nobody to put the ball down right now. I think we lost him. We lost the officials tonight. Here I was hurrying through to get all the stats done, and we don't have refs. Here they come.
Welcome back.
Why isn't that playing? If you were doing game operation.
I absolutely know what went on there. The officials' room right next to the green room where they serve all the food.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we figured it out.
Enough said, yes.
Thanks to everyone watching live across the NLL network. We took a little break at halftime. Thanks for staying with us. And we sure enjoyed visiting with George Daniel, the commissioner of the NLL, on a very big weekend. Joshua Truax mentioning, boy, he must rack up the frequent flyer miles. Orlando last night, Washington today.
I think when you're the commissioner of any nationwide league, you're going to rack up frequent flyer miles at some point. I just hope you have a favorite airline. Hey, it's set to go. Here we go.
And the Colorado Mammoth will start this half on the power play for 23 seconds. As we'll give you some of the stats as we start half number 2. Colorado trying to get the first goal of the second half. As I honestly get myself used to the stat sheet here in the National Lacrosse League.
Well, I was wondering if they could print that up a little bit smaller for us.
No shots on goal are listed on the stat sheet, so I tried, folks. I really tried. I think the stat crew getting used to a new game. And it happens with a first-year team in a new building with people who are trying to get all the technology straight. Heck, we're trying to get our voices straight, quite frankly. So for the Stealth, here's Rabel. Flying shot to the back of the net for the score.
How Rabel was able to get that shot off.
Rabel was able.
Rabel is able. And I don't know how he was able to do that. He had everybody climbing all over. I think they were pulling that nice long hair of his, but he was able to get that shot off. And here we'll get a chance to look at it again as Rabel just gets in front of the net, dragged down, but still able to put that in. Fantastic shot to give the Stealth a 7-3 lead.
And I believe he got a frequent flyer mile for that.
Oh boy, just work in everything.
I tried. Here's the Rookie of the Year who'd like to work in a goal tonight. Reese Dutch going in to the back of the net for the score. Colby Karnak.
There we go, and Reese Dutch able to get on the board. His first goal of the season. A fantastic job by Reese Dutch. The Mammoth did a great job of shutting him down, but you can't hold a good man down forever. And Reese Dutch quickly able to make the Stealth 8-3 leaders in this game. And Sutton, this is what the Stealth really needed to do, John.
And temper's getting a little high just before the draw. A few players just kind of barking at each other, talking about cross checks and things like that. It gets a little chippy, especially when it's 8-3 and you're a team that is playing one of your rivals. The assist to Martin and Kesterer on the last goal. We'll do our best to keep you up to date with the assists in half number 2. Broken stick out on the floor as Colorado maintains possession.
Geitch's last shot beat Richards, but hit the post and unable to capitalize on it.
Here comes Ilya Geitch flying in behind the back, but it does not go over the goal line. Richards gets his glove back there to save it.
Richards able to get behind him and save that one before it crosses the line, and we're going to see a review. Of course you knew that was coming. You got to challenge that one, and let's see. I didn't see it cross the line. Did you see it cross the line?
I did not see it cross the line, and we have a unique perspective because most announcers are like right at mid-court, mid-ice, midfield. We're down on the end.
I'm standing on that line
Yes,
right now. And so just like for fans who are used to hockey, I know we do a lot of comparisons between the two.
Domino's Pizza, may I help you? Oh, I'm sorry.
That ball has to completely cross the line for it to count as a goal. And I don't know if they're going to be able to find a replay that's going to even show them. But what a shot, though. A beautiful shot by Ilya Geitch. But I don't think it crossed the line. I saw it sit on the line.
All I can see is 25.
Well, Martin, he looks great in that uniform. I don't think they're going to be able to find an angle that's going to show it crossing the line. And frankly, you know, we called it right the first time. We had a really good angle on that, and I did not see that ball cross the line. I saw it sit on the line, but it did not cross. Beautiful shot, though.
Yes, indeed.
Two failed challenges so far in this game.
Fans really getting into it. It is a great atmosphere as the shot on goals total finally appears on the board. Thank you very much. 31 for the Mammoth, 26 for the Stealth.
Yeah, Richards is just having a tremendous game as he's making a lot of huge saves. A couple little bit of gaffes there, and I don't like the long passes that we're seeing out of Richards. He might be a little too aggressive on the offensive end, but so far, defensively, as solid as you can be.
I remember a goalie in Baltimore, Jeff Gumbar, loved those long passes. Here come the Mammoth on the attack. Shuchuk looking for his third goal. Stopped at the door. Here comes Grimes. One time to the back of the net. Eric Martin.
Well, right now, Washington in transition and on the defensive end. Absolutely fantastic as we are starting to see a lot of transition goals out of the Washington Stealth. And that's something that's going to be very important for him, not only tonight, but as the season goes on. Strong defensively, and then once you get in transition, able to make something happen quickly.
So on the draw, Kesterer against Colt. Kesterer comes away with it, and that's one of the reasons that the Stealth signed him, but hello on the other end. Ilya Geitch talks directly into our microphone and says, that one belonged to me.
This Geitch guy is all right.
He's pretty darn good.
Yeah, if you're a Colorado Mammoth fan, you should be excited for Ilya Geitch. He is all over the place tonight, and he's got the circus shots and everything, and that was just a great effort by Geitch, able to take the puck away from Kesterer and put it in the back of the net.
9-4. Kesterer working hard. Ball still loose. Traffic jam on I-5. And here comes Martin breaking away. Back to Reese Dutch. Near side, Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe moving in, goes low to the back of the net for the score.
And that's what they talked about. They had to make a move with Colin Doyle, able to get Lewis Ratcliffe. That's why they do it. A veteran of this league, a 9-year veteran of the league. He is able to put some points on the board. That's exactly why you pick up somebody like Lewis Ratcliffe. He's able to prove himself here to the Washington fans right away. Colin who? I don't remember. Who was that guy?
He had 104 points in 07 with Calgary. That total went down to 68 last year with Toronto, and good start for this year.
Well, and Toronto, wasn't as strong a team as Calgary, obviously, and he's here in Washington, and he's able to have a little bit more around him and able to get those assist numbers up as well. Gillespie, who was introduced as having the best mustache in the league, you compared him to Ron Burgundy earlier.
You stay classy, Washington. Here comes Rabel. Up top for Sawicki, looking for those dirty socks. Sedgwick. Morgan knocked away, and coming away with it is Brad Richardson. Long pass. Up to Smith. Working hard against Martin. Here's Conway with a long shot. That bounces all the way back into the Colorado end. And that'll be over and back.
A big shot by Conway. Conway has done just about everything his team has needed him to do tonight. He's working the ball very, very well, running the offense, also slipping down. And now we're starting to see some extracurricular activities down low in the offensive end for the Washington Stealth, as Colorado's starting to get very frustrated and physical. Colorado now, again, very physical, and I think we're going to see a penalty call. Actually, he's just seeing his whistle. They're going to reset the shot clock now. And Washington will retain possession of the ball. So Washington going to start out up top.
Zawicki and Dutch. Powerful combination already. Ratcliffe with a shot that goes wide to left side. Zawicki tries to pick it up. Officials wave off the over and back.
I don't know how Ratcliffe even saw that space, but he had space to shoot at it, barely missed it. That was a pretty good shot by Ratcliffe.
And you see a lot of the slashing movements, that's all legal. A lot of folks watching the game for the first time going, can they really do that? Yes, and there are lots of bruises afterwards too. Loose ball right in front. Picking it up is Ployek, but not before the shot clock goes off. A lot of stealth and a lot of Colorado players prone on the turf.
Reese Dutch, one of those players, and now he's going to complain to the official as he's going to be one of those players that suffers a bruise that you were talking about. Dutch goes down, and he'll be back to the bench now as we've got a break in the action.
Guys, it's time for another lucky save. This time our lucky fan will win a $30 gift card to the next level video games.
Chance to see the Stealth bench there. Chris Hall talking to his team and maybe a chance to bark in the ear of the officials just a little bit. As our teams get set for action once again.
A lot of excited people here tonight, and I don't think anybody more excited than Bill and Denise Watkins along with Doug Locker. Bill and Denise, the owners of the Stealth, Doug Locker, the general manager, looking on, and they could not be more excited to see this team playing in front of some really loud and really exuberant fans here in Washington.
Well, they're very used to seeing the San Jose Stealth excel, but now the chance for the Washington Stealth, not only the great product on the field, but the excitement generated in this building. You're hearing the strain in our voice from having to talk over this crowd. A very, very loud crowd this evening and very into Stealth lacrosse.
And you're talking about an absolute, we talked about it with the commissioner, a growing market here in Washington. I mean, it is absolutely exploding the number of players. I live in Mukilteo, and all you see is Mukilteo lacrosse signs all around the area. It's pretty amazing to see the growth of this sport for what was at one time kind of a niche sport in Canada and the East Coast. Nice play there by Jamie Shuchuk, putting it past Richards for the Mammoth goal.
And Shuchuk having himself a nice little night as well, as he has gotten on the board several times this evening. And a 10-5 game right now. a pretty good game. You say 5 goals might seem like a big difference, but in lacrosse they can make that up pretty quickly. And the Washington Stealth have to make sure that they're keeping tabs on themselves and keep moving forward.
And on the breakaway, here comes Colorado, but Richards is there with a big stick.
Great play by Beers as well to get his stick on the stick of the shooter and able to break up the Colorado offense.
Inside, Deacon and going. Corey Kowalik to the back of the net for the score.
Kowalik able to get that one in. That was a beautiful move there as no one expected him to shoot it, and they no goal.
They waved it off.
Was he in?
I guess he was in the crease. They were pretty sure of that one, apparently. So it's 10-5. Conway tries it. Can't get it to go.
Conway a little bit snake bit as he's getting everything done but finding the back of the net.
He tries behind the back. Goes into the cage of Richards. New shot clock for the Mammoth. Langtree inside looking for Beltman. Loose ball right in front of the crease. Conway comes away with it. Goes behind up top for Alex Geitch. Off the crossbar. Conway with a new 30. Stolen away on the pass. Grimes takes it. On the bounce pass to Martin, and here comes Washington.
Grimes still doing a great job staying in the passing lanes, getting his stick up and picking that pass off. Good job by Grimes once again.
Sawicki flew across, but didn't get it anywhere close. Looked pretty though. Got an 8 from the Russian judge. Whistle blows. And
looking for a ball.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah, it's in Geitch's stick.
Which way did it go? Which way did it go? Conway flips it back for Alex Geitch. Right in front, in the danger zone, but Grimes flips it out. And here comes Paul Rabel. Winds, fires, but a nice save by Andrew Lation.
Rabel almost like he's a transition player. Fantastic in the transition on offense. It's Rabel.
Why, maybe he is.
Is that what that T is?
Low shot. Long pass. Thought it had almost got caught in the scoreboard. Here's Shuchuk. Finally controls it. That hard rubber ball can be mighty feisty sometimes. Here's Langtree. Sorensen breaks it up and Morgan reels it in. .609 to go in the third quarter.
Martin wisely held it up there as he saw that he didn't have numbers going forward. He's going to wait for his team to change and get back out there on offense.
Here's Sedgwick. Wojak couldn't quite get it through. And David Morgan, all 6'10" of them with the outlet pass. We haven't talked about the fact that he's taller than I am.
And you're not short.
This is true. Alex Geitch over to the near side. Conway reels it in. And a moving pick is called. So the Stealth will take control with 5:26 to go. Third quarter, 10-5 the score. So Wiki. Somebody's missing a glove, and that would be Zawicki.
Not a game you want to play without a glove.
Indeed not. Brent Manny will tell you that with the injured wrist from earlier, and that was with a glove on. Rabel will dump it into the corner as the officials will go retrieve the glove or the pad.
whatever it may be. Looks kind of like a shoe at this point.
Actually, it is a shoe.
Glove shoe, it covers one of those extremities. That's all we know.
As the Bombshells take the field, we remind you you're watching Everett Stealth Lacrosse on Comcast On Demand and the NLL Network, coast to coast and in the Great White North.
Washington Stealth, their first game here has been nothing short of a huge success thus far, a 10-5 lead here in the third quarter. But more importantly, just endearing themselves right away to the crowd here, and the crowd responding very, very well, as the crowd has been raucous and loud. The building is a fantastic atmosphere, and if you're watching this on online or on Comcast On Demand, if I were you, I would not waste time and get out here on Friday night. It'd be fantastic to see this team on Friday night against the Edmonton Rush, and just another opportunity to see a great new sport here. The new in the professional level, new in the box lacrosse variety, but outdoor lacrosse everywhere here in the great state of Washington.
That's one thing the Stealth has done very well, is they have absolutely been barnstorming the lacrosse fields of Stealth. Barnstorming, bad pun, I know. But they've been going all over the state of Washington, trying to bring in that grassroots opportunity and bring those players in, and hopefully a couple of their parents too.
Well, and absolutely a great idea by the Stealth organization was to bring this team together, make it Washington's team. And yes, it's located here at the Comcast Arena in Everett, but this is Washington's team, and we want the entire state of Washington to embrace it, and the lacrosse community of Washington as well. And I think the Stealth have done a great job of supporting youth lacrosse, and in turn, those people are going to turn around and support the Stealth.
Colorado will have possession as we resume play. Just under 5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. All Washington Stealth home games will be available on Comcast On Demand. And we hope you join us all season long. We plan on having a little fun. Just want you to have some fun too. Alex Geich not having much fun getting hit in the head right in front of the crease. No call, because quite frankly, sticks are going all over the place.
I'm pretty sure that shot hit him in the head, actually. So, no penalty there. We don't want to put the ball in the box.
Here's Tom Johnson. Rabel flips it right in front, stolen away by the 6'10" David Morgan. You don't want to get in his way.
If you do, go low.
How true. Ilya Geich with a shot. Taken away by Richards. Rabel, lead pass. But Jason Bloom, the captain, couldn't quite gain control of it. Tried to play it out front for Sawicki. Instead, it's a counterattack for the Mammoth. Shot. Richards stops it on the Murray try. Loose ball right in front of the goal. Picking it up is Grimes. All by his lonesome. To the back of the net. Matt Beers popped one open there. 11-5.
Matt Beers all alone down there. Matt Beers is just waiting for that pass. It must have been killing him there to stand there waiting as that pass is in the air. Itchy feet, wanting to get a chance at the goalie. He made the most of it. Beers able to put that in the back of the net. If we were actually in Colorado, we might make a Coors reference.
And all the pundits say he's a potential all-rookie team member this year. Over and back the violation.
And since you got the commissioner earlier, I believe you probably have spoken with the pundits.
There you go.
Instant credibility.
One thing the NLL has done really well is they've got a lot of good writers with previews of every game on NLL.com. And of course, All the games free on NLL.com as well. And we hope you've enjoyed our broadcast. A little bit different. I know you get kind of arena feeds in different places. We're actually bringing you a television broadcast, which I think helps the fans at home when they're going, what is that thing up on the screen and why can't I see the goal?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't I see that game?
Speaking of goals, here's Mr. Zawicki. Up to Morgan, to the back of the net. 12-5.
And right now, the Stealth are being very patient on offense. You see Zawicki not forcing anything. Just very, very patient on offense, standing there waiting for Morgan to open himself up. Morgan gets himself into a shooting lane. Zawicki gives it up to him, able to put it into the back of the net just as you described. Kessler fighting, doing what he does best. Rabel Everett able to pick it up for the Washington Stealth. And the Stealth are going to now start off on offense, as that is the stash. Gillespie giving it up top to Tom Johnson, who has his shot saved by Lacey.
Every time I take off my headset, Tom Johnson's shooting while you're talking.
I know.
Is there a deal you got going here? I think there might be. Here's Langtree for the Mammoth. Up at the point. Flying in for the shot is Smith.
Wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yep. You can fly into the crease as much as you want, but if you step in the crease, that's a no-no.
You have to take off from outside of the crease and then just do whatever you want.
Now, if you've ever seen the sport of team handball, that's the idea. Well, like anybody seen team handball and hasn't seen lacrosse. Go pick it.
I love team handball.
I do too. Zawicki tried to flip it in front. Couldn't quite pick up his own loose ball. Here's Johnson. 3 on the shot clock. Johnson takes the shot. And Layton has to pull it out of his leg pad right there.
Yes, I am a fan of team handball, but I'm also a fan of curling. So, you can't trust me.
Sweep hard there. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Veltman with a low shot. Conway with a follow. No suit for you.
Fantastic job by Richards, able to regain his feet and make that second save on Conway. And now, oh gosh, here we go.
It's breaking down.
We got 2.
The Comcast Arena.
Ron Burgundy and Conway also going at it.
Veltman. And the player to be shirtless. Oh, takedown! 2 points! Meanwhile, at the back of your screen, Veltman with a few roundhouses, and ooh, it's getting ugly. Shirt over the head. You don't have fight straps in lacrosse.
It might be something they think about, though.
Wow! And it's not like the testosterone doesn't get going out there.
And the building is alive once again as we got a pair of fights and a chance to see, that's something you don't see very often, especially if you're a hockey fan. You don't see multiple fights at the same time, and here we go. A chance to see exactly what happened. All 4 of them meet there in the corner by the boards, and things just start to get ugly right away.
Gillespie and Conway, Veltman
and Beers.
And Veltman, I mentioned before, a relation to Jim Veltman, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. I was told it was an uncle relationship, so that's why you have the fans online. People earlier were asking, especially on Facebook, a lot of people worried about, and very well should be, the status of Curtis Pallador. He was taken straight to the hospital. Apparently the ball came up under his face mask and hit him right in the eye. And that is why he instantly went down and said, I need some help here. So they took him to a nearby hospital, and he is being checked out. That is all the information we have right now.
Well, luckily we have a very good hospital just a couple of blocks down the street, and like we said, everybody acted very quickly on his behalf, and so that's good news as well, and we wish all the best to Curtis Pallador. As they're sorting out the penalties that are going to stem from this little scrum here.
Nick Brander on Facebook said, man, they must have really said something to Peter. He usually doesn't get himself into fights. Well, now you've seen something new. And yes, thank you, Billy Cheeseboy. You were the one that told me that Jimmy was his uncle. By the way, are you a Pats or an Earls guy?
Oh, goodness. That's a lot of fun. I actually really like the speed as a chance to kind of interact with fans and get a chance to talk to them again. And for those of you who are watching Comcast On Demand, I say continue to watch Comcast On Demand, but next time when the team is away, maybe check into NLL.com. Of course, if the team's at home, drop on over to the Comcast Arena here in Everett and get it live. We'll talk to you after the game or before the game if you'd like.
Pats or Geno's, I should have said. Philly Cheeseboy will get me on that one.
No penalties. 5 minutes for fighting. Step number 2. That is
So we have a few players in the sin bin.
Peter Beltman. 5 minutes for fighting. An additional 2-minute penalty to number 2 for the stealth, Matt Beers. Game misconduct penalties to the stealth number 44, Travis Gillespie, and Colorado's number 91, Corey Conway.
So Gillespie and Conway both out of the game with game misconducts. Wow.
Well, and you know what? Conway has been incredible for the Mammoth. Gillespie, a great player as well, but has not scored as much as Conway. And you got to say, that's actually a very good thing for the Stealth as they're able to trade Gillespie for Conway. The Mammoth have a long road to hoe and able to get back here. Now, obviously, an additional penalty to Beers. Beers is going to have to serve that additional penalty. And so a power play right now for the Mammoth, but a power play without Conway.
So we'll try to set up the Mammoth offense for you. Langtree plays over at the wing, along with Alex Geich. At the point is now the lefty, that's 27, Cliff Smith. He'll take the shot. Richards with the save. And here come the Stealth. Trying to kill a little time. They'll get a little break in about 22 seconds.
Now there's about a 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock right now. So they'll be pretty much able to run out the clock here.
Nice pass by Ratcliffe on the bouncer. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They lose control. Quick shot. Nicely taken by Qualia. And that will do it for the third quarter. Stealth with a 12-5 lead.
Stealth thus far, a very impressive showing. We talked about the fact that we would take a 12-6 lead, or 12-6 victory if they were able to turn that 6-3 into 12-6. Well, you know what? They got 12 already with a big third period and a 12-5 lead going into the fourth period. Without Conway for the Mammoth, that's a really big deal now as they try to come back.
And also, honestly, without Pallador, who brings so much to this team.
And a good chance to look at some of the highlights as that's Rabel's goal as he was going down, able to get that shot off, and then right away again, another quick goal for the Stealth and able to just start to take control of this game. Fantastic shot right there and a big save, proven not to go in. Geich with a great shot, but a big save by Richards there. And then Martin on the back door.
Yep.
Geich again.
Geich is going to be one heck of a player. I mean, first game coming out really well. There you see Ratcliffe's goal.
Lewis Ratcliffe does it himself right there as he just works his way in and gets a great shot off.
Shuchuk with the first of the Mammoth goals, and that one as well. But then on the great counterattack, who wants some beers? One right there.
Who is the Stealth's captain this season? Is it A, Captain, B, Eric Martin, or C, Jason Blue? C, Jason Blue.
So the Stealth with a bevy of goals as you take a look at the scoring summaries, and there's all your assists right there.
Right away, 106, Rabel from Zawicki and Ratcliffe, followed quickly at 129, Touch from Martin and Kester, and then Martin from Rabel and Grimes. Colorado able to get on with Ilya Gajcek. He is unassisted, and then Ratcliffe from Dutch and Martin, and Shuchuk from Conway and Langtree.
Conway and Langtree, that almost sounds like your country club.
Hey, wait, we're not done yet. Beers from Grimes, and then Morgan from Zawicki and Sedgwick. A whole lot of goals that period. 42 shots on goal for the Colorado Mammoth. The Washington Stealth with 35. And no team has scored on the power play.
And one team has scored shorthanded, the Stealth, on Rabel's goal, and here we go with a shot to score, shorthanded. It's good by the captain, Jason Bloom.
And Jason Bloom has had some opportunities in transition. He's had a hard time gathering in the past. That time able to right himself, get off the schneid, and able to pick up a nice goal is Jason Bloom.
And Bloom, who coaches teams all around the Northwest, especially here in the area. It's great to see him getting to show his wares in front of the home crowd.
Also, that one is shorthanded.
Indeed it is. 47 seconds to go on the penalty kill, but going for the kill and shooting and scoring, Mike Grimes.
Let's just leave one in the box. That's 3 shorthanded goals for the Washington Stealth as Grimes able to get on the scoreboard. And now it's starting to get ugly here in Comcast Arena. The Washington Stealth are looking to blow out the Colorado Mammoth. I like it. Let's just stay shorthanded.
What the hey? Let's do that.
Rest some players.
We're glad you're enjoying the broadcast coast to coast on NLL.com and the NLL Network. I know the folks in Colorado aren't enjoying it as much as everybody else is. Sorry I can't accommodate you there, but we hope you're enjoying the fact that we're seeing indoor lacrosse once again. Season starting up again, and we know you folks up at the Pepsi Center are going to be yelling at people to get in the box. Well, right now it's not really working for you right now.
Well, this is the first of 4 games. It's already starting to get a little bit chippy, and I'm sure the Colorado Mammoth will have something to say to the Washington Stealth later on this season. I mean, they can still come back in this one. What am I saying? It's not over yet.
It happens. It does indeed. Zawicki has it knocked away by Captain. Zawicki on the prowl. Hello, trying to get it in there. He thought he had a goal. The official said, nope.
And there's a challenge flag.
So, I don't think it went in, but let's take a look.
Are we going to be able to see it? I don't know. That's one of those that you can't really tell. He thought he jammed it into the netting. That one was up high. It's not going to be nearly as conclusive or easy to tell as the white line there. We're going to see if it went all the way in, but now they're going to talk to Chris Hull. They might not even review this. They might just say, look, there's no way to review it.
He seems reticent and going, okay, fine, all right. Although the official is going over to the other side. We'll take caller number 5. Caller number 5 for the tickets. Oh, and they do pick up the phone.
Yeah, well, hey, they're going to look at something. Right now, they're going to look at themselves if they look down there. A chance to see themselves. I don't know if we've got an angle that's going to show them what they need to see here.
And here's tonight's trivia question, if you could answer the trivia question. Oh, he's wanting to know if there's a conclusive video angle. And they are showing it to, they have a monitor down there. And he's going to take a look, and we're going to take a look as well.
See what we've got to see here.
There you see tall Tom Lafferty, the PA voice of the Stealth from KRKO Radio. Ask Tom anything about game show. He's probably asking them about game shows.
You can ask Tom anything about anything, really. Pop culture, especially pop culture from, the 70s.
So here is the official review. And 18 is in the way. Oh, no, that ball didn't go in. That ball didn't go in.
I don't know how they can overturn it, even if it did.
No. We're going to go backwards, and we're going to take a look. I think it literally went in between the goalie and... We're going to go back and see Zawicki. Our cameraman kind of got a little faked out there. But when it comes back, it's pretty much between 18 and the goalie. And I think that's it's a good call.
Yeah, I don't think that there's anything that I didn't see anything, any reason to call a goal there. But again, we're not getting the other angle. No goal, and then that's no surprise to anybody.
And the South is out of challenges.
An interesting use of challenges this evening, but Zawicki really believes that went in, and he's still trying to plead his case, but he's not going to win.
So there you see Andrew Lation, who was thrown into the fray. Both teams at full strength. Some banging sticks in there, coming away with it. Eric Martin up to Peter Morgan. Nice one-timer by Reese Dush. But Smith knocks it away from him. And that's something you'll get in indoor lacrosse you won't get anywhere else. MC Hammer during the game. Can't touch this. Right now, nobody can touch the Stealth. As powerful as they've been tonight. Zawicki looking for the dirty socks. He's got 13 minutes to get a pair. Ratcliffe thinking about taking a flight. Behind the back, just wide. 17 on the shot clock as Kowalik will take it back up for Zawicki. Quick pass to Dutch. He almost didn't see it coming.
It was that tricky.
Let's run DMC. Shot! Score to the back of the net. 42, Lewis Ratcliffe.
Lewis Ratcliffe playing dividends already as he is a part of that Colin Doyle deal and a big part. In fact, he was the key member of that deal. Very important for the Stealth to get a hold of Ratcliffe. He's paying dividends already. A great shot. That's his second goal of the evening. And a fantastic goal by the Washington Stealth as they are able to expand on their lead.
(15-5). The fans getting into it, needing a little more cowbell. And if you're watching on Comcast On Demand, Friday night, the next game for the Stealth, right here at Comcast Arena against the Edmonton Rush. And I know the folks in Colorado looking forward to their home opener next week as well. Langtree with a shot. Richards just hanging tough. Oh yeah, New Kids on the Block reference, sorry.
Oh, I just didn't know if you wanted me to go, oh.
That's what happens when it's 15-5. Ratcliffe fakes the pass. Tied up there nicely by Ryan McFadden. McFadden comes away with it, going coast to coast, plays it for the trailer. Culp Sends it up too high.
That was really a missed opportunity by Culp. He should have been able to put that in and just shot way high.
Culp will play it to the far side, inside, shoot chuck back behind. And Richards with a save and knocks the net off a little bit. Get a little hot in here.
It is. I'm getting tired of goals. No, I'm not getting tired of goals. I'm not even going to finish that statement.
Shoot chuck. Backs up a little bit, looks for an opening. And the man finding the opening was Brian Langfrey, getting the shot off, but it was just wide. Hit the back of the net, but the other side of that net.
The bad back.
Lation steps out to start the offense by taking it to midfield. Here's Alex Geich. And Culp plays it over to the far side. Shot taken by Ilya Geich. And now we're starting to see both of them out on the field. So we'll see if that chemistry actually comes to fruition.
Maybe they're watching it on NLL.com and taking cues from us.
I'm sure Bob McMahon, the coach of the Mammoth, is going, those guys know this game better. Nah. Rabel, who's had some pretty goals tonight, looking for another. Set it right in front, probably trying to get a one-timer with Ratcliffe. .9:37 to go as the Stealth with another steal. Here comes Grimes.
Whoa!
Couldn't get it on the one-on-one, but off the bounce. Eric Martin had it for a moment and then gets it back.
Martin did a great job of saving it from over and back there as he's able to make that play at the line and keep it for the Stealth in possession. But only 8 seconds left in the shot clock.
Down to 5. Expect a long shot here. Zawicki takes it as the buzzer sounds. And we'll have a timeout after the shot clock violation. Timeout on the field. The Stealth with a lead, 15-5. Despite the fact that the Mammoth are out shooting the Stealth 46-41. As we take a look at some of the great goals of late, and we'll start with the captain himself.
Jason Bloom able to get off the schneid. He's had trouble handling these long passes. This time able to get a ton, able to get it out. Maybe a little tweak of the knee there, but able to put it in the back of the net. Another long pass, this one to Grimes. Grimes finishes it. Again, shorthanded. Both those goals are shorthanded. And then rounding out the scoring this period for the Stealth is Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe with his second goal of the night. Just a big shot from outside from the wing. Able to put it home. And a nice job by Lewis Ratcliffe. So 15-5 is the score, 9:02 remaining in this game. And the Stealth right now in control at home for their home opener, the opener for the franchise here in Washington. The Washington Stealth doing well by their fans. And you can tell you got a good crowd when you have $1,116 to give away in the 50-50 drawing.
Oh, I forgot to get my ticket. Darn it.
Well, you didn't win anyway. Someone else did.
Oh, okay.
Well, $1,116.
You can't win if you don't play.
That's true. That's true. It's just like the lottery. That's my retirement account right there. I'm pouring it all into the lottery.
Folks around the country kind of wondering what the attendance is in the first game. We thought it was maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 in a place that seats about 8,000. But quite frankly, a lot of things going on in the area, and it's going to take some time for it to grow here. You don't get instant sellouts in this market quite yet, unless you happen to be a soccer team.
Well, the big thing will be Washington fans respond to winners.
Yes, they do. And a goal right there by the Mammoth. 85, Jamie Shuchuk from the Burnaby Lakers. His last team, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Shuchuk, I believe that's his fourth. Is that his fourth tonight?
Yeah.
He's having a good night. Might just be his third. I thought it was his fourth.
So a little extracurricular activity away from the ball. Doesn't turn into anything quite yet. So we'll stay with the action here. Here's Paul Rabel. Winds and fires. And on the follow-up, a shot taken away by Layton. Here's Culp on the other side. Goes short side for the goal. And here come the Mammoth. 15-7, and Culp couldn't stop before he got to the backboards, and he ran into it pretty darn hard. That's not Culp, actually. Culp's back up. Another player went down.
So another good goal by the Mammoth. The Mammoth are starting to work their way back, and we said, even though the 10-goal lead, the game's not over yet. Lots of time. They stop the clock every time they score. We've seen goals in 30 seconds and 15 seconds, and you know, there is time. Unlikely, but it's there. The possibility is there.
Something we absolutely have to say about these players, you're not talking about guys who are typical professional athletes. These guys work 9 to 5 all weekend, all week long, and then come in and play a game that they know very well and they love. And when you see players get injured, it really tugs at the heartstrings. Let's take a look at what happened here. Gallen with a very long pass, nicely done. And the shot of the score by Chad Culp, and it was a player that was trailing him that went down. And it was actually a stealth player.
It's actually a stealth player, yeah. All we saw was white when we were down there, but it actually is a stealth player. They seem to be looking at his knee. He is up now and heading to the bench. Is that Sorensen? It is Sorensen, I believe.
Yep.
And so Kyle Sorensen,
one of the alternate captains,
is limping his way back to the bench right now, and good to see him up walking on his own, but obviously a little bit of limp. He's going to head into the office on Monday with just a bit of an extra bruise there.
And he'll be saying, guys, I had a real rough weekend, okay?
I battled
once again,
Mammoth.
They're doing, battle a Mammoth. But they're doing what they love, and they put everything they've got into this game. And that's why you gotta love it.
Yeah, and you know, and for crowds here in Washington who are used to junior hockey, it's the same sort of thing as these kids are just pouring everything into a game that they're not getting paid a lot of money to do. They're not gonna live off of that. Same thing here. These guys working other jobs. They do this for fun.
Jen Vigil asked what kind of jobs do they have? Well, I know that some work in radio. I know a couple of them do. I know some are stockbrokers. We're talking about big-time jobs and maybe some not-so-big-time jobs. But you have to remember, when you go to a good college, which a lot of these guys have, like Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, very good colleges.
You know, you're going to get a good education, probably get a pretty good job out of it, too. Jesse Partridge chiming in, talking about the fact that it can be lots of trades from firefighters all the way through stockbrokers, so very true. Here on the counterattack for the Mammoth, shot taken by Nick Carlson, and Richards is like a brick wall there.
.48 Mammoth shots, 41 saves for Richards.
Kowalczyk, Ratcliffe, lefty takes it in for Kowalczyk. How did he get that shot away? Very difficult. And on the other side, Carlson just got that goal. Looking for somebody to give it to. He'll give it to Langtree. 6:56 to go in this one. 15-7. Still trying to hang on. Mammoth putting on the pressure. Behind the net is Langtree. And
another fight.
Sticks are dropped. Helmets dropped. Gloves dropped. Let's get it up.
That's Spears again.
Spears and Ilya Gates. Welcome, rookie.
Well, I can't say I'd be disappointed to see Geitz in the penalty box for an extended period of time.
Geitz with a couple of jabs. Beers with a roundhouse. I feel like Marv Albert with Dr. Bernie Pacheco. Yes.
Oh, and Pierce is just giving it to Geitz right now. Geitz needs to get a different hold than he does, and able to try and throw something. Pierce has a hold of his sleeve, though, and keeping him down. Good battle.
Geitz looking for the uppercut. I'm having a flashback.
I like how Beers, now Geitz is just completely covered up by his shirt. Beers was using his own shirt to cover Geitz there for a bit. And I think that one's gonna go to Beers. If you had to score it at home, you're gonna score at Beers, and Beers is gonna head to the locker room.
And you know, we were joking earlier about fantasy teams. Well, Thomas Redmond wants Langfrey to score because he is on this fantasy team. We were joking, but it really happened.
Well, Beers in his first NLL game,
Did you get 5 points?
he got a goal and he got 2 fights this evening, and so Beers endearing himself to the fans here in Everett. The Washington Stealth, instant success here in Everett. Exactly what the fans wanted to see. Exactly why you should come out to the arena, because you never know what you're going to get. A good battle there. Elia Geitz and Beers going at it, and again, Geitz has been big all night long, and it's not going to be sad to see him in the locker room.
Well, the Colorado fans are going to see an awful lot of Elia Geitz. Tonight's official attendance, 4,737 in a building that holds about 8,000. So there is some growing to do here in Washington, but it's a great start.
It's a fantastic start, and I'm sure the Washington Stealth very, very happy about it. A great start, and it's going to build. And when the team comes out and shows you this sort of product, every one of these people are going to go home happy. They're going to go home and tell somebody else about the Washington Stealth, and that's exactly the sort of thing that they needed. You love a winner in Washington, got a winner right here in Everett, the Washington Stealth.
Welcome back to the Mellow Hour with Jack Johnson.
Nothing going on.
Just another Saturday night in Everett. So, nobody in the penalty box, everybody sent home. And here we go. The Stealth with the ball and 6:33 to go, leading 15-7. The Mammoth were on quite a roll. Johnson with a shot gets checked from behind by Morgan. It's getting a little chippy.
Well, the Mammoth on quite a roll, but most of that roll was guided by either Conway or Geitz, and they're both in the locker room right now.
Radcliffe, Morgan is there, and when you have a 6'10" guy swinging a stick at you, that would be a little scary. Just saying. And Lation picks it up and takes it out of the crease. Langtree tried to flip it over for Alex Geitz. Loose ball out the glass, and Alex picks it up. He's the only Geitz left, and here we go again. And this time they pulled him apart before it got started. I think two players are literally hooked together. Literally. Equipment got tangled up there.
And this game, well, we talked about the rivalry between the two games, and that certainly came to fruition, didn't it? As we've gotten a chance to see these two teams with some genuine dislike for one another. And it's showing on the field right now. And it looks like Morgan's going to head himself into the locker room. The fans here in Everett not sad to see him go. Say goodbye to David Morgan.
All 6'10". But look up when you do.
Yeah, and showing some respect.
We've sure had a lot of fun calling this game. We hope you've had fun watching it. From the comments we've been getting on Facebook, nothing against the Twitter folks. I can only look at one at a time and keep up with one at a time. Then I chose the Facebook. But we thank you so much for being with us. We hope that whether you're a Stealth fan or a Mammoth fan or a fan of any one of the teams across the country.
Unless it's Calgary. Oh, sorry.
Oh, did you just say that? We hope you join us all season long and keep sending us messages. We love them. So here we go once again. The Stealth on the power play. Reese Dutch to the front door for Zawicki, and the shot clock went off because it wasn't reset.
So Mr. Morgan went home as he's ejected, and he also gets 2 minutes for roughing. And so that's how the Stealth got here on the power play. There was no fight, no fighting penalties there. It's just 2 minutes for roughing. 5:15 left to go in this game. 49 Mammoth shots, 42 saves by Mr. Richards.
So here's Dutch. Shot score by number 4, Peter Morgan. And it almost seemed like Lation moved the goal over there and it went in.
Well, we talked about getting Morgan for his scoring abilities, and that's exactly what they do, is they pick it up. The 16th goal of the evening. This one is from Peter Morgan. Welcome to the Washington Stealth.
By the way, you folks in Calgary, it's Dan Todorov. And by the way, your biggest fan is Dolores Van Ree, who reminds you, who were the champions last year?
Well, and that's exactly why we have an issue with them. There's no reason to dislike the bad teams. You just kind of pity them.
Bouncing shot by Rabel, and ball will go over to the Mammoth. I think somebody stepped in the crease. And timeout is called with the score 16-7 and my voice giving out.
Well, we're all painfully aware of who won the championship last year, and let's just say they really didn't have much of an effort doing it. I don't even know if the Roughnecks broke a sweat on their way to a championship last year, as they dispatched up the Stealth in the second round.
As you take a look at some of the recent action and the Colorado goals, that one by Shuchuk. And then this is when Colorado was really, really rolling. Pretty play by Chad Culp on the breakaway. And then the Stealth said, you know, it's time for us to start scoring again. And that's just what they did when Peter Morgan put it past the pipes to the back of the net. For the 16th goal for the Stealth. Did we say there's a little scoring in this? I think so.
Well, you know, the score right now is 16-7 in favor of the Stealth. If you're a Colorado Mammoth fan, there's a lot of things you have to look forward to as your team is showing a lot more offense. They have 49 shots on goal, a great job by Richards, the goaltender for the Stealth. A lot of things going your way. And Ilya Gaich is unbelievable. That guy's fantastic. If you're a Mammoth fan, you got to be excited. Yeah, I'd be buying my tickets for Mammoth games as well because he's going to be fun to watch.
As I said to you earlier, I remember the glory days of Gary and Paul Gate. They were amazing to watch, and I asked Chris Hall, is it a little bit like watching them? And he said, it's a different brand of lacrosse, but I think you're going to enjoy watching them grow into the NLL game. The people in the WLA have seen them. They know what they're all about, but here in this particular game, they're an unknown factor that's about to be very well known. You folks in Colorado are pretty lucky right now. So here go the Mammoth looking for a couple more goals, down by 9. But Richards is just a pain in their patootie between the pipes. He's just not letting anything by. Okay, I spoke too soon.
Well, something has to get in eventually, right?
Through the 5-hole goes Cliff Smith.
And right now it's just, you almost feel bad for Richards. He's faced 50 shots back there. He's just seeing, shot after shot after shot, and an opportunity for the Mammoth to score and get back on the board. 16-8, an 8-goal stealth lead, 4:15 remaining here in the fourth. And that face-off is controlled by Washington. 3-on-2 right now. Let's see if Sawicki has anything for him.
He's looking for socks. Hello! That's 5, right? That's 5. Jeff Sawicki, he's the Superman for the stealth. One away from the sock trick. So how many people in Everett are going to take off their socks and crawl?
11.
11. I was in the game operations meeting earlier today. They said, folks, just be ready for flying socks. That's all we have to say.
This is the number 45.
So Colorado with an extra attacker. As they have pulled the goalie. Figuring they've got nothing to lose here. Morgan with an empty net. But Lation hustles back there, pads and all. Here's Kwalyak. Played the man instead of the ball.
Delayed penalty.
And that may be what the penalty is. Indeed it is. No. So going against Colorado, and may very well be. Yeah, they're talking to Bob McMahon and the Colorado Mammoth bench, giving them a few what-fors and a how-tos and a who's it's and a what's.
Well, that one might actually be for too many men, as Layson had to get back on the field as Washington recovered possession of the ball, and I think he may have left early, and that is why they're putting a man in there. That would be my guess, but I have not seen a signal.
Let's try to get number 18. What do you say, Everett?
Whatever the penalty is, it's being served by Alex Geitz.
And John Gallant, the captain, who received the C when Gavin Prout left. Having a discussion with the officials. So we said we'd have a lot of action. We called it a little rock and roll sport. I think we've seen a little bit of rocking, a little bit of rolling, a little bit of raging, a little bit of thrashing. It sounds like some sort of top 40 station from the 80s.
A little bit of everything here tonight, and a good chance for us to have a little bit of fun, and that's the beauty of this situation, and the fact that it's on MLL.com. Everybody gets to see it. It gives us an opportunity to interact with the fans. It gives us an opportunity to have a little bit more fun because everybody gets to see the action, and we can let your eyes do the work for you.
And I have to tell you that I used to call games back in the old MILL, back when they were on Prime Network, and I worked in Baltimore and Washington as their arena announcer. I had a great time, and I absolutely fell in love with this game. This is the most fun I've had in ages being back with this sport, and it's great to have the fans along with it. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd actually be talking to fans during a game. This is great.
Back and forth, having a conversation with fans during a game. Yeah, that's fantastic, and we appreciate it.
And if you're trying to text us while we're doing the game on Comcast, it just works a little differently. Zawicki looking for number 6. And I think they're going to try to feed him for it. There's Zawicki, quick pass, inside 2! Back in the net! Corey Kowalczyk. No goal in the crease.
And that's twice Kowalczyk has had goals taken away from him. Poor guy.
Colorado trying a quick restart. Officials blowing the whistle, saying not quite yet, and then letting them start in the Washington end. .243 to go. More excitement in one quarter of this game than you'll see in a lot of sports all game long. That's what makes it so much fun. Zawicki. Here's Dutch at the point. To Zawicki. That shot hits the other back of the net. So not quite number 6 yet. He's looking for it.
Reese Dutch with a good pass, trying to set him up, but unable to do so. Zawicki just barely misses.
Minutes to go.
I think their playlist is getting a little short now.
Richards doesn't know where the ball is. Hey, you stopped it. Good job. Nice heads-up play by one of the Colorado attack. But instead, coming up with a loose ball is 25, Eric Martin. And yes, we will see Zawicki back out on the field. He's going to park himself right in front of the net. Kowalczyk, Dutch has it. Zawicki moves in front. Shot taken by Kowalczyk, goes over the top. Here come the Mammoth on the counterattack. Rick Catton fires the shot, bounces away. Jason Bloom, the captain, bringing it down. Leaves it for the trailer, Morgan. But Elation comes up with it 1 minute to go.
Listen to this crowd get into it here in Everett. Welcome to Washington, Stealth.
Hope trying to move it in for the Mammoth. 42 seconds to go, 10 on the shot clock. Shuchuk behind the crease. Loses control of the ball. Long pass. Loose ball controlled by Colorado. .20 seconds to go. Hard to hear yourself in the Comcast Arena. And hey, Stealth, welcome to Washington. Welcome to the win column.
Washington Stealth 1-0. Their first ever win on opening night at home. The first for the Stealth franchise. They're able to get it done in their first game in Everett, Washington. The Washington Stealth are victorious 17-8.
And you got to give the player of the game, absolutely no doubt in my mind, to Jeff Sawicki. First goal of the game, and hold on, I'm getting there. First goal of the game and then scoring 5, but I think you're going to talk a little bit about a goalie as well.
42 saves, and that's a big night. You look at the shot total, 50 for the Mammoth, 46 for the Stealth. And, you know, you get outshot and you still score, 9 more goals. And so a good job by the Washington Stealth and their goaltender.
Great time with all of you. Thank you so much for being with us. We will see you next week. For Dan Todoroff and the entire BW video production crew, I'm John Horton. Here's hoping you're always with good sports and in good spirits. Our final score, the Washington Stealth 17, the Colorado Mammoth 8. Good night, everybody, from Washington.